What's your pleasure, sir?
All right, welcome to another episode of the Cinephiles and Cenobites podcast. My name is Onofre, and with me, the other half, Mox.
Yo,
Today,
what is up, Onofre?
what is up today? All right, so we're gonna review a new indie
Hot
horror
off the presses,
thriller, creep
coming
fest,
of age.
coming of
Creep fest,
age,
definitely.
Between the Darkness, also known as
In the darkness.
Come Said the Night.
Yeah.
The film is
Yes. Look for the movie under the title of Between the Darkness.
Yes. The film was written and directed by Andres Rovira,
Andres.
and the film stars a small ensemble. Lou Temple, we have Nicole Maria Sherman, Tate Birchmore, Max Page, Daniela Leon, Danielle Harris. We also have Maya Niley.
Also, can you give a shout out to the DP? I love the fucking cinematography of this movie.
Madeline Kahn. All right, so Between the Darkness is a coming-of-age story. 13-year-old Sprout Grady. It looks like a monster is haunting her, mostly her, and her family. It looks like they're doing a weekend in the woods at a cabin.
I want to say catharsis, but it's not that, but it's some sort of healing or processing. It's like there's special place where they go to kind of cleanse or purify their spirits. They're very heavily religious.
And religious.
Paganist.
The children of the Grady family have to, I guess, pick one. Artemis is mentioned, Aphrodite, but I was like, where's
all the big ones?
Where's Hades? Where's Zeus?
Well,
Apollo.
They don't mention Hades, but they do bring up Tartarus. Remember after
Poseidon
at the end, after he does in the sheriff or whatever, he says, "We are in Tartarus."
The sheriff, the ranger.
The ranger.
Danielle Harris's character.
A ranger.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the movie, Max?
This is a movie you have to watch actively. It's very slow burn, very artsy. Okay, this is even for a slow burn movie. It presents more heavily artistic than a lot of films. It's more heavily stylized than a lot of its kind of like films. It's really indie, but it's also really well shot. A lot of good production value, and the story is interesting in the sense of it gives you something familiar, but there's definitely some elements to it that you haven't seen, at least not as prominently, like the whole heavy religious thing, but these polytheistic, old school ass gods. And honestly, I found that really fucking creepy.
Yes, it was definitely something different.
Yeah.
I didn't know people actually worship.
Me either. I did not know that was a thing, I mean, we're familiar with these from, school and pop culture and shit, but it really felt creepy to have them worshipped like actual deities. So
yeah.
The creep factor's high. Plus, I forget his last name, but Lou Temple, the actor who plays the father. Oh my God,
Grady.
He is really good at giving that kind of unassuming, sinister, and
very very spiritual. But I thought that it was funny because he was so heavy on the spiritual side, like that's all we see, and then he talks about golf, and then we see him playing golf, or just hitting golf balls. And like I wouldn't have expected that. Like I figured like on his downtime he'd be meditating or something.
Yeah, because he brings up that a lot. His god of choice is the silent meditating god.
Yeah, give an hour of silence.
Give an hour of silence. Yeah, he's big on silence. Actually, though, it might be just big on him having his daughter give silence, because that was kind of an overarching theme in this.
Oh yeah, and that was kind of his way of, I want to say, disciplining his kids. Like if they're, I don't know, instead of like sending them to the
Straying.
corner,
Right, right,
you
right.
know, go sit in the corner for an hour, or
Basically, right, but he just phrased it differently as, go get some clarity by an hour of meditation to this random old god.
yes. And so the film is not, it's, I don't want to say surreal, but it
Has some surreal moments, but yeah, I think I know what you mean. The overall feeling kind of, you feel like a step away from actual reality,
yes, yes. And I think that's
almost in a dreamlike state. Yeah.
sure, yeah, because it coincides with there's a lot of flashbacks in there,
Hmm.
and you're kind of, well, at first I'm thinking like how far back is this? It's like recent, and like um there's dream sequences too in here, and
Yeah.
it's heavy on the religious theme, so it goes back and forth. We see literal monsters, and if I'm not sure at some points like if it's like actually
Right.
manifested, right? So okay,
Right. Right. Right.
you go back and
They kind
forth
of
on
keep
that.
that in the air. Yeah. Um, I think so too. Because it is about lack of sleep. That monster or whatever entity kind of tormenting her sleep. Anyone who's been awake and unable to sleep for 48 hours or so, you understand that kind of waking dream-like state, and that's what the movie presents. Like, you kind of don't know where you are, what's real, what's not. You think you have an idea, but then you'll take a left and, oh, is this a dream?
Yes,
That
yeah.
kind of thing.
Some parts I'm like, no, this didn't just happen, did it?
Right, right, right.
Okay, like what triggered it though? It's like okay. Oh, do you want to talk about that sequence that you love so much?
That I love so much.
Okay,
It's like,
spoilers.
oh, you want me to actually talk about it? Because I was just going to describe it as vaguely as
Oh,
possible.
okay,
But
go ahead and just describe it vaguely as possible.
so it's in one of those, okay, it's nighttime, right? And she's in her little um, material womb, I would call it. She
Oh,
has
okay.
her bed kind of done up like what they call that? Like every morning there's a, like when you got the four cornered bed, with that
Oh,
fucking, you know what I'm talking about?
you mean when it's
It's almost
Sugar
like a
Aid?
tent. Oh no, I'm sorry.
A mosquito
That's what
net.
it makes me think of. Kind of, but not
That's
like
what I thought it was, or it
that.
looked like.
But
Yeah.
it's that feeling. It's that look. Yeah, when you can draw the curtains from four corners surrounding your bed, it gives that
Every
kind of
morning
womb-like
is yeah.
state.
With that.
No, I know that song's stuck in my fucking head. But so she's very much in that kind of state. She needs that protective
And she kind of
layer.
just wants
But
to
then
fly, fly.
but through that
I just wanna
safety
fly.
part at the end, she's looking down the hall and you get a glimpse of this figure, and it is so fucking pointed and gnarled. It's just super creepy. And it does a slow creep towards you, and then it does the kind of walk around where you are, almost threatening to come in, but not, as if like the threat of the pain is more intense than the pain itself. And then boom, it cuts to the morning, and it gives you just enough for you to kind of fill in the details of the creature yourself. And I just found that fucking terrifying.
Mm.
The way it's lit too, really just, I don't know, man. That's probably my favorite of that kind of scene that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and I like how you pointed out that's like in her on her bed. It's kind of like a womb. You know,
Kind of, yeah.
um, there's a lot of symbolism and significant
Yeah,
shots and significant movement. Like
yeah.
it all means something. It's a really that's the cool thing about this film. Between the Darkness is it's kind of a think piece.
It really is, more than just because I know, right? Slow burn horror and all of that is in, but beyond that, it does. managed to be a think piece. I mean, its theme is kind of thought provoking, plus just the way it's shot, and like you're saying, how everything kind of means something. There's really a lot to unpack, and definitely merits a lot of viewings because I kind of missed that whole thing about her wardrobe and how that has an arc too that follows her internal arc. It's kind of like a visual representation of
Sure,
her
yeah.
internal journey.
Yeah, the her outfits, actually, now that I think of it,
Yeah.
is it it becomes more revealing.
Right,
She,
right, right, right.
I think the first shot we see her in a shirt, and then at the end she's in a top. And now I'm thinking of the Real Big Fish song, "Band the Tube Top," right?
Tubes up.
But yeah, because then yeah, her taking off that plaid shirt, wrapping it around her waist, that's significant to the character's arc in the story.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots to see and lots to kind of just think on. It's it's a slow burn for a reason. You'll realize this later. Which is
Yeah.
it's a cool thing. That's the most fun part of movies like this, is just trying to analyze everything.
Yeah. So for all you horror heads out there, who appreciate that character driven, slow burn, mounting tension, building to an actual moment of cathartic release, this has a lot of those type of moments.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Also, for those of you who just love trying to guess, is this real? Is this dream? Is this flashback? What is this trying to say? What does that image mean? If you like playing that game, oh, this is the move for you.
Yes, yeah, definitely, for sure. Check it out. You heard it here. Between the Darkness. Go watch CC.
CC.
All right, well, that is it for this episode. Thank you for checking it out. Be sure to check out this episode's show notes for links to all our social media sites. But other than that, be sure to visit our website, neckomedia.com. That's Nekko media.com.
.com.
And we also be on Twitter and Instagram. Very active on both of those. And you can check those out at cynical_mass. That's CINECAL_MASS. And feel free to get in touch through email, cinephiles and cenobites@gmail.com. Any movie recommendations, we'd love to check it out. Any screeners?
Any screeners?
We'd love to review. Any potential guests? Yeah, we love having guests on the show too.
Yeah, if you're a filmmaker, fucking hit us a line and we'll get you on the show. Ask you your top 6 movies and what it's like to be an artist like you.
Oh, yes. And any fellow cinephiles and cenobites, you are welcome.
Yes.
Any place that they can hit you up, Marks?
At villainous_kind, Instagram and fucking Twitter, but don't bother. I rarely check it except when I'm drunk. So
okay.
I'd either send it to Ono or the show.
Yeah, you can check me out on Twitter at thisisono. That's this is OHNO. Same goes for Instagram.
Oh
no. Yup. All right. Well, thank you again. Take it away, Annika.
This has been a Nekko Media podcast broadcasting from the Blood Cave, part of the /Potter family. For myself, Annika Pussyfoot, Mox, and Ono, keep the lights on and check under that bed because there's only one universal truth. No lives matter. That means you. Stay rating, Wokeland.
We have candy.
Probably both, it's really
Yeah.